Hey guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. Today I'm going to be doing a storytime video telling you guys about my experience when I went to Outlet Festival in Croatia and I ended up becoming homeless on the streets of Croatia with two of my friends. It was crazy. So I'll tell you all about the story. I'll tell you the ins and outs, what happened, how it happened, and just everything. I will tell you all about it. So here we go. Here goes straight into the video. Okay, so me and two of my friends called Romani and Mariana, we went on holiday and we went to Croatia to Outlet Festival. This was our first ever like massive festival in a different country, and we were basically being independent for the first time and we booked everything. So huge responsibility. So the holiday went on and we're going to the airport, and we get to the airport, all of us, and we have our bags and we're going to check in. And then Romani and Mariana get in fine, and then I'm told that I need to take out liquids from my bag. And I was like, okay, I've always had like my parents do it for me, and so this was like a first for me to actually do it for myself. So anyway, I had to go into my bag, and then the lock on my bag was broken. And then I was like, I can't shut the bag now. And they were like, oh, you need to go get a new lock for your bag. And I was like, I don't have enough time, I need to get the flight. They were like, well, you can't check in your bag. So I went and I ran and I went to get a new lock. And then I came back, and of course I missed the flight. And Romani, being the good ass friend that she is, she stayed with me, and we both missed the flights together because she did not want to leave me. She knew she was not leaving me. That's a real ass friend, guys. Romani, shout out to you, girl. Actual real friend. I don't know what I would have done if she left me. Our friend Mariana did actually get on the flight because she was there first. Like she kind of went way before us, whereas Romani had time to like realise what's happened to me, and she stayed with me. And I think Mariana's very independent. She's happy to kind of just go on her own. She had put a lot of effort and money and invested a lot into this holiday, and it was something she was really looking forward to, and I wasn't going to hold her back. So I'm really happy that she went forward with it. So anyway, me and Romani were stranded in Heathrow Airport without flights. Obviously we were like, we need to get to the festival, pay for the festival. How are we going to get there? And it was all my fault. So I'm like calling my parents, I'm like calling my family. So what they've done is they booked 2 flights for each of us, because that was the only way we were able to get to Croatia within time of the festival, because other flights were like direct flights were just taking far too long. So what we had to do was get 2 little broken flights, each of us, to get there to the festival in time. So we're getting on the first flight. It's a normal flight. So for the final part of the journey, we realised that we're basically on a flight full of the artists performing in the festival of Croatia, Outlet Festival. Like the way that they were behaving, we just overheard it on the plane. And so when I walk onto the plane now, they were like, oh, is that MIA? Is she here to perform as well? And I was just like, no. Like, I was really intimidated. They were really big, loud characters, really loud and really funny. So like I just kind of turned it into a joke. I didn't get to sit with Romani on that flight, which I wish I did. We would just been laughing together about the whole thing. Eventually we do get to the festival, and we had a really amazing time at the festival. We went to a boat party, which was a garage festival themed boat party, which was really good because it was like London themed, and all the London people were on that boat, and we made some friends that we still talk to up until today. So when it came to an end, me, Romani and Mariana, we got together and we went on the coach, which the coach led us to a town where we had booked a hostel for our final night, which wasn't in the festival, it was outside the festival. We had 1 night remaining before we went back home to London, and we caught our flight. We get to the town and we're following the address on our phone. We're like, okay, so it's here, and we're going over to the building that it's saying that it's in, and then we're ringing on all the buzzers, because none of the buzzers say specifically like the hostel's name or hostel or just anything that sticks out to us that is us. So we're just pressing them all, and then we managed to get hold of someone in the building, and they're like, hey, how can I help you? And we're just telling them like, oh, here, we're here for the hostel, we rented a hostel for the night. And then she's just sounding so confused, but she was like, okay, like I will let you in because maybe it's just something I'm not aware of in the building. So we go into the building and we're looking around and we can't see any hostels whatsoever, like nothing. It was just a building full of rooms, but there was no hostels. Like it was like offices kind of thing. And then we knock on the office door that read the same thing as the buzzer, which the lady had answered us to. And then we're speaking to her and we're like, oh, so we're supposed to be staying in a hostel. Isn't this the hostel? Like, because it reads the exact address as we have here. And this is the hostel, this is the place that we booked. So where is it? Do you have any idea? And she's just like, well, I know that whatever was there shut down a few months ago. Maybe that was your hostel, and that probably means for you guys that there's no longer a hostel. And we were just like, I was looking at Mariana like, she was like in charge of the hostel, because we basically split the responsibilities between us. She was solely responsible for the hostel, and bless her, like, I know she had no clue and there was no way to prepare her for this, but there was no hostel and it was like her thing that she done. So anyway, what happened was we just walked around. We was like, okay, we have to just keep it moving, keep it going. Like, obviously there's no hostel here for us, we just have to keep it going and find something else to do. So we walked along the streets of that town and we get to a coffee shop and we're just there. Like, we get a croissant and a coffee each with a little bit of change that we had left, because we really don't have money left at this point. At that point, starving. So we were at the coffee shop and we ate a little bit, we had our coffee, and then we charged our phones. And then, you know, it was shutting down, so we had to get out of that area, and it was getting really dark. So we were like, okay, we need to find somewhere to sleep, because we're exhausted now. We're exhausted, like, mentally, physically, just every way tired. We kept walking and we came across like an office that had shut down for the night, and it had like steps and then like a platform at the top where like the doors were there, and then it was a little bit private basically, and that's what led us to go there. So we landed on that top platform of the stairs, and we were just like, amongst ourselves, decided this is where we're gonna stay for the night, because it was like shelter, it was a bit private, it was like secluded-ish. So we just decided that was the spot for the night. And then we slept there, and like, Mariana is so cool. Like, she just got on with it. She just got her bags, put them down, like she took out her sleeping bag and her pillow, and she just fell asleep, and she got on with it, and she was alright. Like, she's really cool like that. This girl is really cool. And then me and Romany, we both attempted to do the same thing. I think Romany's a bit better than me. Like, she probably had a little bit of sleep. But with me, like, I closed my eyes, opened them, closed my eyes, opened them, and I was just like on my phone, like with a small bit of battery that I had left, like writing a letter to my boyfriend. I wrote like a love letter, like the appreciate, like, you know, you just really appreciate like everything that you have in that moment. And I just was like sat on my phone, like writing how appreciative I am of him, and like my mom and my home and stuff like that. I was just there, just appreciating every little thing that I have in my life, and I think that was a really good moment for me. Eventually it ended and we woke up, and then we got the coach back, and then we went home, and that was actually the end of the trip. That was it, and we got home and we were fine. But I must say, if I was to take anything away from that holiday, I will say that I have taught myself a lot from that experience. I've learned to like triple, quadruple check, like make the call, make the email, like send it to a friend, a mum, an auntie. Like, don't hesitate. Like, you can never overcheck too many times when you're traveling. When you travel, it's such a scary, dangerous experience. Like, you don't know where everything and anything is, even as little as like where to find a plaster. If you get a cut, you can get infected. Like, it's just so silly. Like, silly little details that just pass through your head on it every day, that you really need to be aware of, and you really need to be on top of. And that holiday did teach me a lot, because I did think I had a lot of knowledge and I thought I could do it, and it looked like I could do it because I had booked the holidays and everything looked so perfect. But then it's two different things, you know, planning and arranging things and having like the security of a laptop in front of you and all the information there on the internet, and then for you actually to go and do it yourself and be in the scenario yourself is very different. So you need to make sure that you've got both things on point. And I hope for everyone else's sake that's able to watch this video, that they can take something from this video and know that, you know, it's really important to know exactly where you're going and that everything is legit that you're going to be doing when you go away on holiday, because I don't want anything to happen to anybody. And we're really lucky when we went to Croatia. We're 3 ladies sleeping on the streets of Croatia. Like, that was the biggest fear for me, and I do hope that anybody that watches this video doesn't go through this themselves. At the same time, it's a really good experience, but it wasn't nice at all. However, I did really have an amazing time at Outlook Festival. It was an epic festival to go to, and I think everyone should go to Outlook Festival because it was amazing. It was absolutely awesome. The only thing I was really gutted about was missing Lauryn Hill and Busta Rhymes, because we paid for like the headline show, which was like a little show that they put on to get you uplifted before the festival. I hope anybody watching this today is able to take away from my experience just awareness, having more awareness about what you're doing and your actions. And I know that you may think that you have all your stuff together, booking the holiday and everything really working out and it looking like it's really piecing together, but you really need to just like double triple check, like make calls, hear people's voices. It's really important. Like, make sure that everything's gonna be guaranteed. Like, even in the past I've had experiences where I've used Airbnb and it hasn't been like the best. So it's just like, it's important with the way that the world is today to have your back covered in all cases and scenarios. Like fine print, or there's just people that just don't give a damn and they'll just make something up and they won't even think long term how badly it can affect you. I just want everyone to be safe and to be careful and to be 100% sure that everything they're doing is safe. Safety is important. And on that note, I will be leaving the video here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my story, however traumatized I am from the story and the experience. And if you have anything that you want to hear about, like from my 50 facts about me video, or any stories or anything that you want me to share, then please suggest ideas. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have in mind. So I will leave it there, and thank you very much for watching, guys. Love you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.
So we telling you all about that.